All right, welcome back to Sports Bro, guys. And today's the day. Today is the day. So Hamilton versus Verstappen, and what better way to set it up than with Verstappen on pole. We're all so excited to bring you this live reaction. What's up, guys? Nervous? Excited?
Nervous? Excited? Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be what a race, and like what the title says, right? Carnage at turn one.
Yeah.
Does anybody want to see Lewis and Hamilton and Verstappen crash at turn one?
I don't want to see that. But I mean, if there's a crash, if Hamilton makes some crash, then it's disadvantage Hamilton because Verstappen is going to win the title if they crash.
But what they said. But if Hamilton crashes, Verstappen crashes with Hamilton, and it's Verstappen's fault.
Yeah, and then Verstappen might
points.
Yeah,
they'll deduct the points. So okay, it's gonna be amazing.
It's going to be interesting for sure because Verstappen is also starting on the soft tire while Hamilton is starting on the mediums. So the strategy would be interesting as well.
Pirelli hasn't really put out the expected strategy as of yet, right? I think they're just announcing that now. I think they're going to announce it in a second.
Yeah.
And I think that's what changes everything.
And the brew for the day, I have a decaf cup of coffee over here. Don't judge me, guys. I just want to sleep on time.
I don't have decaf. I have normal coffee.
And I have wine, which is sort of controversial.
Wine is not a brew.
The name of the channel is Sports Brew, not Sports Drink.
Yeah, see, it's supposed to bring out a discussion forward. Like, why do you call it a brew and why? Yeah.
Oh, why is wine not called a brew? Or why does?
Yeah, why is beer a brew and why is wine not a brew?
Because wine is not brewed, beer is brewed.
Yeah, but what is brewing?
I don't know, Manku, what is brewing?
Okay, what is brewing? Okay, we're not going in. But alright. So okay, we're gonna have a discussion on that later, guys. But if Arpit is found guilty, then we're gonna make him pay for it. Like he has to do something in the next frame that he's not comfortable with. We'll try and find the punishment for anyone who comes to the channel without a brew.
Alright, I think we are just a minute away from lights out, and away we go.
The world watches on, Martin Brundle.
I think we are a minute away from the formation now. But
yeah, minute away.
What do you think? What are your expectations from turn one?
I think turn one is going to be smooth. I don't think there's going to be any action in turn one. At least for Max and Lewis. I don't know about the others. I mean, that's
do you
what I
think
want
Lewis
to see.
could have a matching start to Max in any way possible?
No.
No, right? I also don't think so.
Different tires. I mean,
for me, whoever wins this world championship, it's an amazing world championship.
It's gonna be
will
so
fully
interesting for
deserve
sure.
it, and I can't wait. And that's why.
What's your expectations in terms of the strategy? Do you
so
think it's a two-stop regardless of what happens?
No, it's going to be a one-stop. I think both the title contenders will go for a one-stop. I have a feeling. I mean, okay, so Pirelli says the pit window for the red tire is between lap 15 and lap 20. And the mediums can last till lap 25, lap 27. So, if Verstappen is able to get away well, then I expect him to pit around lap 20. Lewis will pit 7 laps later, and then Max will still be ahead of Lewis after the pit stops. This is what I'm hoping for, and this is what I'm expecting as well. So let's see.
Okay, so I'm looking at Pirelli's strategy diagrams, and they have four strategies that they have listed. Okay. So one is if you have softs, then you lap between lap 13 to 20.
Okay.
Do a one-stopper, go for hards after. If you start on mediums, then you could do the same thing if you pit from lap 90 to 26, which is exactly what you are saying.
Right.
And the two-stopper strategies are if you have softs at the start, you pit somewhere between lap 12 and 18, put on hards, and then pit somewhere between lap 35 to 42, and put on mediums again.
Mediums again. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And if you start on mediums, you could put on mediums again, but you could do the first pit stop a little bit later.
Maybe know, Max just gets away from Lewis at the start, burns his tires out, and then maybe does a two-stop. Maybe.
Yeah, that is so important.
But
right?
he'll
That
have
is-
to gain 20 seconds of advantage.
Yeah, and he'll after his first pit stop, he might run into traffic.
Yeah.
If he pits way too early, he'll be, released into traffic.
For sure.
Okay, formation lap is
I
starting.
just love this Max versus Lewis.
Yeah.
When was the last time that two drivers went into the last day of the championship tied on points?
I think it was 1974 or something.
Yeah,
It was a long time ago. Almost 50 years ago.
Consecutive year as constructors champions, needs 17
This is
points
gonna
no
be
matter
really
what
good.
Red Bull score. Max Verstappen
Looking for Toto's reactions has turned into a massive thing this season, right?
Yeah.
So the thing many people are saying is that Max has been the best driver for the season, so he should win the championship. Mercedes has been the best constructor, so they should take the constructor title. I mean, that would be the fair result. I mean, that's what most of the people are saying.
Maybe. No, I think Red Bull have still been the better team. Mercedes did have a few fuck-ups, if you remember, in Turkey, in France. They had a few fuck-ups in terms of strategy.
Yeah, no, but in terms of the car, the Mercedes have a superior car. So
Yeah,
that's
for
what
sure.
they should take that. And oh god, Mick is coming in his normal F1 car. I thought he would come in the the Mad Max car, dude. That would have been so good.
Oh, Mazepin is ruled out of this.
Oh yeah.
He tested positive for
We've been
COVID.
waiting for this all season
Okay,
long.
now I'm
Finally,
nervous.
the title decider.
Oh, boy.
Under the lights here in Abu Dhabi. It's lights out, away we go, and Hamilton gets a decent start, and he's already ahead of Max Verstappen.
Why does he
There's
never
a bit
get
of
a
jockeying going on
start?
between Tsunoda and Ricciardo.
Okay,
Hamilton
let's
leads
see,
into
let's
the
see,
first
let's see.
corner. Norris goes wide. Sergio Perez
Okay.
slips through into third place. There comes Carlos Sainz, but it's Hamilton out in front. The medium tyres.
Is my stream lagging a little bit? Because they're just like lining up on the grid.
Yeah, you should reload. You should reload quickly because a lot of things are going.
It is a dream start for Lewis Hamilton.
Yes, the only good news there for Red Bull is at least Perez is up there, but for the second
Hamilton is ahead.
weekend, the Red
Yep,
Bull did not
Hamilton
get
had a
it
better
very
start. He
well.
was ahead right from the
Perez
start.
going into the
And
hairpin.
oh!
He has to give up the position, right?
He has to give up the position. He has to.
Yes, of course he will, but the problem he's got is Perez is right on Verstappen's
He has to give the position.
Yeah.
Verstappen wants that place back, and he wants that place back right now.
What Max should do is back up a little bit and make sure Perez is right on his gearbox for when
I think this race is also going to tarnish or save the image of FIA for sure.
Behind them, the lunge was on with Norris and Sainz and Leclerc. Sainz in
And
fourth,
he's not
Norris
giving the
fifth,
position up.
Leclerc in sixth, out in front. Hamilton still.
He
has
has
the
to,
lead
otherwise he'll get a
from Max
penalty.
Verstappen from
Yeah.
Sergio Perez, and at the end of lap one, Hamilton's advantage over Verstappen is 1.1 seconds.
Yeah, copy. We're happy with the gap that you've reinstated.
Oh, well, so Mercedes then tactic here is okay. You haven't gained a lasting advantage, so the stewards will be looking at that. You've
No.
re-established the gap. I'm not quite sure I can see that. You re-established the gap that you had before you went off. Well, they were side by side when they went off.
We did wonder whether the stewards would need to get involved this weekend.
That would not be fair.
Courtesy of that moment down
Yeah.
at turn 7, surely they need to get involved.
If he keeps the position, is that a penalty? If FIA
Yeah,
decides.
He might get a 5-second penalty.
I think that's clear cut for me.
Oh,
anyway.
come on,
But,
man.
we're talking team play here with Red Bull second and third.
Man.
Valtteri Bottas has now dropped down to 8th place.
He was having an early battle, wasn't he, with Yuki
But what I'm not
Tsunoda.
able to
Tsunoda's
understand is
got
why
ahead
are
of
the
him. Bottas
softs
not
faster,
in play
sorry, the
to help his
slower?
teammate, who's going to have to try and win this the hard way. Now, this the run down. Verstappen a long way back.
I mean,
lunges
softs
into the air,
softs
touch,
perform
they do
badly in
touch.
dirty air.
Hamilton has to take to the escape road. Did Verstappen
And Hamilton practically skipped the entire corner. He
Corner,
didn't even
right?
try to join
Yeah.
in the
Verstappen
right
there,
place.
Or was that an opportunist move that was never, ever going to be on. Will they decide that way?
It was late, but the door was open and Max stayed on the racetrack.
Of course.
No investigation necessary.
No investigation, dude.
What? No investigation.
No investigation necessary. FIA is.
FIA, bias FIA. Abu Dhabi
Yeah,
is rigged.
I'm telling you, FIA.
And they've decided no investigation necessary. Well, it's like Brazil.
This is nonsense.
Turn 4,
This is bullshit,
there was no
man.
investigation necessary that day either.
That's the card they played, and so we're back as we were then, 1.4 seconds behind Max Verstappen. Red Bull, I think, will be on the blower to race control to question that one. But that's, with all of the information they've got available to them, what they see, the different camera angles, there we go.
Go ahead, Jonathan.
So, I've just seen it again. Max is ahead at the apex.
Jonathan.
Stays on the track.
Jonathan, he's forced him out there. That's why we asked him to give back
Lewis
all of
has
the
left
advantage.
the track. And, oh, you told him to give back all the advantage.
All the advantage was already given back prior to the first lap ending.
Oh, I'm not sure we agree, but understood.
No problems.
So in the eyes of the stewards then, Lewis Hamilton slowed down enough to give back some of the extra meters that he gained when he went off the track, and that was fair.
He was 0.5
What?
behind him.
How do they
What?
make up rules as they go by?
Now the gap.
Well, all these things as I see them,
This is bullshit, man.
doesn't seem to matter whatever you say. One of the teams is unhappy with you, but I don't see that the gap was the same.
Okay, mate, so just get your head down. No investigation on the shortcuts or the advantage that he's gained in terms of gaps. So let's just get on with this and win it on track.
That is incredible. What are they doing there?
Because they were side by side when the incident happened.
Yeah, they were side by
and he
side.
went to the braking zone, so
I mean, he did brake late, that's for sure, but he did not brake late enough to, like, you know, lose an entire second of advantage, which is what Hamilton practically made up.
Get on, you know, just focus on the race ahead now.
This decision is going to be extremely controversial. This decision is going to be extremely controversial.
This is nonsense.
6 corners until they came together. Our first controversial moment of this race, and possibly
Isn't the soft supposed to be faster? Why is he lagging more and more behind?
I get a feeling that he's saving his advantage.
Softs perform poorly in dirty air.
Yeah,
And it's a heavy car, it's a fully fueled
because
car.
Max slid sideways. He pushed Lewis out of play, but look at that.
And his start is always horrible, dude.
Barely moved initially, did it? It bogged down on him. And there is then
I don't get it. His start has always been, even in the last race in Qatar.
Norris goes wide,
I
comes
don't
back
know
in,
why.
doesn't gain
His
any
race starts have been
advantage.
very
You can see
bad.
Bottas falling behind the Ferrari as well.
Got squeezed a bit, didn't he?
Really low revs there for Lewis in the Mercedes, and
What
just took
a
off
reaction time.
tenth of a second better on the reaction time. Just about finds enough grip, and look at that lovely space in front of him. So
That is what? That is just pure.
No, he did push Hamilton out, I think that's for sure. He could not have made that corner.
But that is racing.
I'll stand by that, but that's not what the stewards think.
This is the view from Lewis Hamilton's cockpit as he sees.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's definitely racing. He did not. That was
Yeah,
completely.
he did not push Hamilton off the track. He did not push
Turn 4
Hamilton off the track.
incident. Max Verstappen lunged late on that day, and the stewards on that day decided that it was a fair move. What they've decided here, and once again, it was a fair move from Verstappen. Hamilton gave enough time back, so it was
Horseshit.
honours
Yeah.
even at the end of this skirmish.
But the door was open, and he drove through it, and he stayed on the racetrack. It wasn't. He was
Do you think Hamilton is pushing
when
it because he wants to go for a two-stop or something like that? And
No, he doesn't want to. I think they're going to be aiming for the undercut anyway, so he doesn't care about the performance.
Within the corner.
I think he's just screwing his tires over because he doesn't care about the undercut. Oh, he wants to go for the undercut.
I didn't think it's going to get this controversial this early. Hello, Martin. Hello, everyone.
Who, Verstappen wants to go for the undercut?
Looking down from where I am in the pit,
I think both of them are. I think Hamilton will try to go for the undercut as well.
But then Hamilton is ahead, so why does he have to go for the undercut?
To maintain the distance.
Maybe we'll hear from him in a second.
Yeah, he would look to pit early as well, yeah.
Yeah.
that's the 8th
There's
title.
camera angle.
Into it, rather than a hard and fast rule, you get situations, confusing situations that would have been clear-cut in the past decisions.
On board with Charles Leclerc, is currently running 6th, but while we watch from the cockpit of the Ferrari, let's head down to the Red Bull pit wall. Christian Horner is with us. Christian, please, your reaction to the no action by the stewards.
We're a little bit shocked at that because apparently Lewis gave his advantage back, which we failed to see yet. So, you know, as you can imagine, we're not best pleased.
Is this what goes around comes around, Christian, with Turn 4 Brazil and into some first corners in earlier races?
No, it's a total lack of consistency. So, you know, we're disappointed with it, but focus on the race now, and you know, we've got to do it the hard way.
Christian, there will be a lot of people watching Formula One for the first time ever. When they're presented with a no action for one incident, no action for another, they'll find it hard to believe that's a total lack of consistency.
Well, you know, the race director made it very clear before the race that you had to stay within the white lines. Max did that. You know, Lewis gained an advantage by going off track. He didn't concede it. He didn't give anything back, so that was our position. But anyway, we're focused on the race, and still a long way to go.
Christian, thanks ever so much for joining us. We appreciate your instant reaction there. That's while we were talking to Christian, we saw Sebastian Vettel and Lance Stroll having a race all by themselves.
No, this is pure advantage, Hamilton.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's played right into his hands.
Understand it. That was a hard, aggressive pass by Max, but Max stayed fully on the track and he was ahead at the apex. He did everything right. He stayed on the track. And at some point, the second car has to back out.
Jonathan, the stewards have reviewed it and determined that all of the lasting advantage was gained, and that Max forced that position there. So they've said that they have reviewed it but are not investigating it.
Meanwhile, Lewis Hamilton now 2 seconds out in front from Verstappen.
This is
Perez,
bullshit.
Sainz, Norris, Leclerc,
Yeah.
Tsunoda, Bottas, Ocon, and Ricardo. We've got 3 world champions with us on Sky Sports.
Pure
this
advantage,
weekend.
Hamilton.
Damon Hill,
I mean,
Jenson
Now it's
Button,
played
and
right into his
Rosberg.
hands. He's on the mediums, he's on the better
What's the
tire.
champion's view?
Oh my goodness, so difficult. I think it's okay what they've done. Max was a little bit too lungy and too aggressive, forcing Lewis out too strongly. Even though he had the right to the corner there.
Do you guys think that's the 8th title done?
And then I would also say though that Lewis didn't give back.
I think it's
everything
too
that he
early
gained,
to say
so there's
anything.
like, oh, it's
I mean, I
tough.
think it has
the thing is that I don't expect Hamilton to make any mistakes. That's the only
Look at
problem.
it back, you know, you have to say that Lewis had to basically move out of the way, because otherwise he's going to collide with Max, who made a very uncompromising, very late lunge, which left no room for Lewis to make any accommodation. He had to leave the track. But I have to say, I am surprised they didn't say, give the place back, because, you know...
Yeah, totally. I actually agree with you, Damon. It was a very late lunge, but it was always going to happen. Lewis knew he was coming, and he pushed Lewis off the track, I guess, but he stayed on the track. And I'm struggling to understand the regulations right now, because obviously in Brazil there was no penalty, but they both drove off the circuit, whereas Max stayed on the track this time.
Gentlemen, thanks ever so much. I think Jos Verstappen's also struggling to come to terms with this. He's just walked out the back of the Red Bull garage as Hamilton continues then on lap 8 in the lead of this race. We've had a big controversial moment, and we'll be talking about this, I'm sure, for a long time to come.
Yeah, let's park that for now. What's interesting here is Lewis Hamilton actually has a little bit more pace as well, despite Verstappen being on the softer tyres. We thought they might be a little bit faster for half a dozen, 10 laps or so. But at the moment, that doesn't seem to be the case.
Yeah, even I don't understand what's happening.
Eke them out because Sergio Perez.
I think it's the popular consensus is that this is most probably going to be Michael Massey's last season as the race director, because of like he has taken every single decision that is just completely wrong. Last race was essentially evidence of pretty much that throughout the race. Red flags whenever they feel like they can't decide.
And the deal or no deal bullshit that
it was just
that if he is having to pit earlier than Hamilton, because
the entire thing has been kind of bullshit the last race. So I think
into traffic if he pits in the next 4 or 5 laps. They don't want to be doing that because it'll hold up his pace.
Rear started struggling a little bit.
That's not what they want to hear on the pit wall at Red Bull. Rear's starting to struggle. He'll lose grip. Coming out of those slower corners might lessen his pace down the straights as well.
Yeah, in other words, the surface is overheating, goes a bit like a jelly, and you start to slide around. You turn in, the back end comes around on you a bit. You touch the throttle, you can't quite get full traction. until a good way
Okay,
out
let's
of the
see.
corner until the downforce
Maybe,
builds
right,
up.
if
But
Verstappen
they have
pits
no
early
option but to stick
and he
with
gets the
it
track
for now.
position.
They've
How
got
does he
to
get the track
clear the
position?
pack
I mean,
before
undercut.
they can,
He pits
consider
early,
pit stop. Now, they've
and
got-
then
otherwise
once
they'll
Hamilton
just be in
pits
so
much later,
traffic, but they're
Verstappen
lapping
is ahead,
around
but then Hamilton will be
2
on much
seconds,
fresher
1.5
tires.
seconds
So,
faster than the tail end of the top
But then, like,
That's
the
the
follower and the leader, the
24
advantage on this
to
track
get
has also
Verstappen
been
in
pretty clear.
and try and
That
True.
the leader has a huge advantage in terms
Yeah.
of the
gap
tire
that is
performance
appearing
as
that
well.
I'm sure they'd like to fit
So,
into is just behind Sergio Perez,
if he goes for
just
the
in front of
undercut, it
Carlos Sainz,
could
who's become
actually
something
play
of
for
the
him.
He's
head of
But
slipping
then
around, dude.
Hamilton on
cars. These are
fresh
the rear
tires.
tyres for Max Verstappen. Pirelli say they've got a performance life of about 15 laps from the start of this race on heavy fuel and full tanks of fuel. I've seen angrier looking tyres, but I've seen shinier looking tyres too.
Yeah, it's the surface temperature, isn't it? So, you know,
oh, he's
Max
2.8
Max
seconds ahead now.
made that
Hamilton.
small error
Yeah.
in qualifying. He made a
I
big
think
error
Max
last
is trying to
weekend.
save on
Cost him
tire
that
life
pole
as well.
there.
But he's also
Such a
slipping.
crazy race in Saudi Arabia. I'm not sure in the end it made any difference who was on pole at the first of the 3 starts. But and that's what's forced him in to putting these tyres on and put
The only small slither of hope is that Perez is third.
They've got Perez there. Who could
Yeah,
come
if
into
Hamilton
play
pits, Perez
in
holds
effect
Hamilton up.
when
Yeah.
Mercedes can.
But then Perez also started on
But of course, if
softs.
Hamilton comes out with fresher tyres,
Oh yeah.
Perez.
Oh
will
yeah.
be-
So he
And then
doesn't really
Red
have
Bull,
too much hope.
Red Bull
after.
decide to completely fuck Perez's race up just to
there is the length of
block
that
Hamilton.
straight, which is well
Yeah.
over a kilometre long, in between Max Verstappen.
But then,
and
like,
Carlos Sainz,
as
second
the decision
and
of the
fourth
team,
in
right,
this
it
race.
makes
Running
more
behind
sense
Sainz
to
was
keep
former
Perez on
McLaren
ground
teammate,
because
Lando Norris.
who wins the
Charles
Drivers'
Leclerc,
Championship
running in
is
sixth
Yeah,
at the moment.
yeah.
Yuki Tsunoda having a
like
decent
the
race, running
team's
in
funding is
seventh.
entirely
Bottas,
dependent
not
on
for
who
the
wins
first time this
the
season, struggling to
Yeah.
pass the
Constructors'
Alfa
Yeah, but it
Championship.
doesn't matter.
Tsunoda,
So,
who's been rather held up,
Ferrari,
back there. The
so
wind has
Mercedes
picked up
need
just a little
18
bit
points
here as
overall
well, and a stiff
to confirm,
breeze that you can
irrespective
see on
of
the
how
flag
much ever
from the,
Red
top
Bull
of
wins.
the,
So
viewing
if
tower.
Hamilton's winning,
Esteban Ocon
you're getting
runs
it
in ninth,
at 20.
Ricardo
No,
18
it-
points of advantage, right?
No, 18
No,
points.
And of course, there's a
If they
World
get 18
Championship
points
point for
this
anybody who
race,
finishes
Red Bull
in the
can't
top
touch them.
10 with
Can't
the
touch
fastest
them,
lap. That
And
fastest lap will get
look
much
at that,
faster, yeah,
3.5
because,
seconds now.
they're burning down their 100 plus
3.6.
kilos of fuel. Have a much lighter car when they put tyres on.
That's the starts for Max
His start is
Verstappen.
so
The
bad,
second
dude. His
best
start is
reaction
so bad. I
time
just
for
don't
Lewis
get it
Hamilton.
right.
Maybe
Like
Yeah.
the second
off
race
into the
in the
distance
running,
was
his
just
start
the
has been
reaction
so
time that
bad.
cost Verstappen.
Just didn't get away, did it?
This the moment there.
Oh, that is so much fair. That is so
That is
fair.
absolutely
fair.
fair, yeah.
Realised that if he turned in even more to the left, contact would be made.
Biased FIA.
Stay within the white lines, but
Yeah, I think this is the
Mind on that. I'll stick
FIA is going to be criticized for this for the
Yeah.
next 2 months for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a problem. It does not matter after that. It doesn't matter. You criticize it. Everyone's
Yeah,
gonna
but
forget
that's
it.
the best you can, like, that's the only thing that can happen. Like, if FIA says no, we want Mercedes to win, you can't really do much about that as well.
Yeah.
It's a great lap, Lewis. Just keep it up. Just keep the pressure on.
now Hamilton had the advantage because he was out in front. Did he give back all the advantage he gained by going off
it's
the
a very,
track? That's the
very
that's
boring
the
race.
debate here.
4.4.
If Red Bull
Yeah.
do want to appeal this race,
Yeah, race is over, dude.
right for review. That's the
Yeah.
sort of information they're going to have to find to force an appeal.
Yeah, I don't think there's any point in them even thinking about that. But this pace from Lewis is now a second a lap faster than Verstappen. He's waltzing off into the distance anyway, such that will be probably irrelevant
Second a lap
in
faster
days
than
like this
Verstappen.
in terms of
Yeah.
what
The
happened
gamble was
in the
also
first
very
lap.
heavy on
And
Verstappen's
these
side in
are
terms of the fact that,
tremendously
like,
fast laps from
if
Lewis.
he
Look at
by
that,
any chance
4.6
got
seconds.
screwed by
So
the
what that
start,
means,
he
Crofty,
Yeah.
is
it
that
was always
No, but
going to be
he
like
couldn't
this.
start on the
whatever
yellows
Red Bull
because
do with
he
Because
flat
of
spotted
the
his
all tire, which
he flat spotted his quali tire.
His mistake.
Yeah.
His
Yeah,
mistake.
his mistake.
There'll be no
Yeah,
undercut by somebody going out on fresher tyres and getting ahead of you because they'll have enough, slack in the system, enough fat in the system, if you like. If he can get himself towards 10 seconds ahead, they can then
Okay,
just
now
naturally
an
react to
undercut can't
whatever
save
Red
him
Bull
from
do.
this.
The orange in the grandstand is quite silent at the moment. The Red Bull garage looking a little bit despondent.
Oh, rear tyres are really struggling.
And Verstappen
Okay, understood, mate.
having to work very hard indeed to try and keep pace with Lewis Hamilton. Scores are level going into this race. As it stands at the moment, Lewis Hamilton would be an 8th world champion in Formula One, an 8-time world champion. Verstappen's bid for a first world title crown is being
this is going to be epic, dude. This is really going to be nice.
We're only just starting lap 13. Long way to go under the lights here.
See, that's what I think. Like, Hamilton is an 8 world champion is not because of Mercedes, it's because it's someone like Hamilton who is in a Mercedes. You know, it's something like that. It's like they were.
It's not over. It's not over until it's over. It's not over.
Yeah, no. But like, I'll give you an example. 2018-19, if I'm not wrong. Ferrari had the better car, but Vettel screwed up the title. That was the thing. Now,
they didn't even need to be doing that.
Remember the German Grand Prix where he was leading and then he just crashed in the rain, right? Alone.
Hamilton doesn't make mistakes.
Hamilton never makes mistakes. Exactly, that's the problem now. Hamilton does not make mistakes. So if that is the case,
Lando Norris has been on the radio saying, they're okay, they're all right. But
how many people in this Mercedes car would win the title? Would win a race? Fair enough. Everybody, I can guarantee. Even Mazepin would win the race in this Mercedes car. Mazepin would win a race. Yes. Yeah. Haas has been so shit. So, completely okay with that. The thing is, how many people will win a championship in this car?
Keep losing gears. This might continue to happen.
Anyone?
Well, that's not what you want to hear when you're trying to keep the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc.
Anyone in the top 10 right now can win a championship with Mercedes.
Is Max Verstappen coming
Alonso can win it with Mercedes.
Yeah.
Gasly can win it with Mercedes.
Yeah. Anyone actually. Top 15.
What should be his one and only pit stop.
Russell can win it. Anyone can win a championship with Mercedes.
And he'll come out. Hopefully,
okay, that's a good stop.
They've got their strategy right ahead of Carlos Sainz. Perez slips through into second place, but the Ferrari making its way down into turn 1. He's not going to come out ahead of Carlos Sainz. Where is Max Verstappen going to come out?
He's into traffic now.
Underneath it now, he's trying to put the power on, and
he's behind Norris, right?
Now. He is ahead.
Just
as Charles Leclerc
he's going to make up that position in the next.
Distracted by Verstappen coming onto the track. Leclerc going very, very wide.
Oh, why?
Locking up going into turn 5.
Leclerc got distracted.
Yeah, Leclerc got distracted.
He went into this thing, dude.
Okay, so yeah, that.
Okay. Passes Lando Norris now to move.
Come on, Norris, more of the way. Good boy.
Yuki Tsunoda.
How much is this thing?
Their particular battle, Tsunoda staying ahead, but only just.
So the pit exit here, the weird pit exit underneath.
Okay, so box.
Yeah, see, they are.
They just have to
have
to
copy whatever Red Bull do. As Leclerc comes back underneath.
I think he's going to come out just ahead of Verstappen.
The pit exit feeds straight into the outside of turn 3.
This is where they can screw.
Come on, mess it up, please.
Will stay out and will go on to take the lead
in this race.
Neat stop by the Mercedes crew. 2.4 seconds stationary time.
Perez in the lead.
Hamilton has to trundle
Perez has the lead
at 80 kilometers an hour. Now he can get the power on, but not too much power because that tunnel is very, very tight indeed. He disappears out of our view temporarily and will come onto a racetrack and the wide open.
He came ahead of Sainz. Oh damn, Verstappen is screwed.
Oh wow.
Verstappen's made his
Verstappen is screwed.
Hamilton's made his
this is GG essentially.
Yeah.
I was just hoping he would come behind Sainz, but he came ahead of Sainz. So,
and this is Charles Leclerc as Max Verstappen comes out of the pit.
Whoa, you can't get confused. Like, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
Turned into 3.
What was that, dude?
Some overheating tyres on there as well.
And then he locks
up. It was quite the save for Leclerc.
Oh my god.
Maybe he was a bit urgent.
Bad lockup.
Hoping to get past.
Leclerc screwed up so bad, dude.
Exiting the pit lane.
Okay, what's the difference now between Hamilton and 5 seconds?
Yeah,
it's gone.
It's gone.
Well.
Okay, Hamilton's pitted. Plan A. Correction. Plan B. Plan B.
Yes, plan A might have been to come into the pits. Plan B is to stay out there, and maybe Sergio Perez now can help Max Verstappen.
How can he help?
Although Perez is the king of tire maintenance, though, but
no,
not
that is true.
For Lewis Hamilton.
Not
at the moment. That momentum is gaining and gaining and gaining.
Perez
and there's not much that stopped him so far.
Did Red Bull ask Perez, what's plan B? Bang into Hamilton.
Down in a few laps. Verstappen's catching his old
Okay, so what happens if Perez bangs into Hamilton? Oh, they would not do that. But if that happens, you could fine Red Bull how much ever you want, right? That is fine. They will do.
I don't think they're going to do that.
Neat stop once again.
Oh, that's a bad pit stop by Ferrari.
3.4 seconds, lost a little bit of time there. I'm sure that the likes of Norris and Sainz might be coming in a while as well. Ocon is out, Leclerc is out, Leclerc 15th and Ocon is 17th. Ted, down to you.
Yeah, Charles Leclerc.
And it took Verstappen long enough to catch on to Sainz as well. It took him a very long time.
Yeah, a couple of laps. But then I think he should get past Sainz soon enough.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably the next year.
Do you think Sainz will more of the way?
He should.
No.
He should. It's not his race, dude.
They don't see it that way, understandably. They say it was a lunge from Max. He pushed Lewis off the track.
Yeah, but he is not an F1 driver if he just moves out of the way. It's not. It doesn't really matter whose race it is. If Mazepin can hold Max back, he will. Like, it doesn't matter who's race.
From Mercedes, take it as you will.
I used to call that motor racing.
Max is not able to get close to Sainz.
No, he is.
See, it's more than a second behind.
Yeah. You can look at that either any which way that suits you really.
No, because he went off the track a bit.
Look at that. Max then in the penultimate corner.
Max is under
in
pressure.
The dirty air of the Ferrari, pushing hard. He said to me actually on Saturday night that in race conditions that penultimate turn 15 is a bit of a handful. It certainly was then. It was a handful
Okay,
of
he's the DRS. He has the DRS too far behind.
Oh, he has
to get past Carlos Sainz here, but he's got DRS. He's got an extra 9 miles an hour, so pace advantage, but he's too far back.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, he was just way too far back. He couldn't have done much.
He's got another chance now, but it looks a bit lumpy.
Maybe the next straight.
6-7 chicane there, and that's cost Sainz Verstappen a lap of passing the Ferrari.
Unless he can get past into turn 9, and he had to think about it, didn't he? He thought the door might be open, but once again, just a bit too far.
Now he's 7 seconds behind Hamilton. Behind Sainz.
Yeah, the race is long gone.
Carlos Sainz. Meanwhile, at Sky Race Control, working out plans A, B, and
unless Pirelli screws up.
No.
Yes, good evening.
And Hamilton gets a puncture.
I think plan B could be Checo holding up Lewis Hamilton. You know, the gap initially was 11 seconds. It's now down to 6.5. Obviously, Lewis much quicker on new hard tires. But I think that's why they've switched.
Oh, he's sliding.
Yeah, he's sliding like crazy.
What else can they do?
The dirty air is...
Yeah, the dirty air is very influential in this race. That's definitely
that. They've got nothing to lose, surely.
Well, that's the phrase, isn't it? Nothing to lose. But I think that's a little bit later on. We've still got 40 laps to go. But let's see if Perez.
Oh, he's much closer now.
Hamilton up.
Yeah, I think he should have him this time.
Long?
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be long, personally.
Yeah, he's
but what is Red Bull's strategy? That's what I'm not able to figure out. How long are they going to hold Perez out?
Yeah, he's almost 10 seconds behind Hamilton.
And into the chicane goes Max Verstappen on the fresher tyres. It's taken
how long will he make the softs last? I have no idea.
7
Oh,
points.
Sainz has DRS now. Oh fuck, Sainz don't. Please don't. Sainz, please don't.
Force his weight, no, he can't around the outside. He had DRS.
8 seconds. 8.3 seconds.
Yeah. Stands at the moment 4.3 seconds from Lewis Hamilton. And then comes Max Verstappen after this move. Nicely executed, but to be fair, Sainz wasn't really fighting him into turn 6.
No, Carlos knows that's not his fight for this evening. He's up against Lando Norris in the McLaren. And
okay, so let's talk about something else. Let's talk about something else because it's going to get very
So how's the football season going?
Oh, football season is awesome, dude. But I was thinking still about F1. Sainz 4, Leclerc 14. We know Leclerc is faster. We know Sainz is more.
19 points finishes in total.
We don't really know if Leclerc is faster.
Sainz, Leclerc is faster.
Oh, here comes Hamilton.
Norris's McLaren teammate Daniel Ricciardo
We,
pits. Norris running down
Red Bull that desperate? Are they desperate enough to ask Checo to crash?
I mean,
track, but his pace not exactly brilliant at the moment.
Yeah, he's got 8 of them, 8 gears, but obviously what they mean is obviously.
And they said performance of 15. That's 21 laps he's done already.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Ricciardo exits that
and he's lapping a couple of seconds faster. He's not going to be able to. And the gap is now 9.5 seconds.
Checo is really Red Bull's dream second place driver. Like, Daniel Ricciardo would have never done this. He would have pitted already.
So the regulations say a Formula 1 car must not be any wider than 2 meters.
How wide do you think Sergio Perez can make that Red Bull?
Those rears are really wide. Oh, he's got him.
Mentally, at least. How can he hold up Lewis Hamilton in this part of the track? Probably a little easier than down the back straights, and certainly towards the end of the lap, he could just.
Back straight is more than a kilometer long. DRS is going to get him so easily.
Yeah. And that will be so pointless. It will be so pointless to hold him out for 21 laps.
There you go. He's going to get him so easily now.
Yeah.
He'll have DRS. Perez will have saved his battery for attack down here.
Oh, Ferrari screwed up Sainz pit stop, I think.
In the end, the track is too wide. Lewis will be nervous of the back of the Red Bull, and Perez will have a lunge.
Oh, what a move, Perez!
Yeah, baby! Yeah! Did not expect that. I mean, he has him anyway, but like.
Okay, he's gone now.
No, but
and he has DRS now, but like.
Oh, he has DRS now?
Perez with
Yep.
DRS is coming back into turn 9.
Oh, beautiful, baby! Oh my God! He's got 22 laps of battery to it. Look at that!
This is a very, very good tussle here. Perez as absolutely on the limit and as fair as he can be.
And parked on the apex of the slope.
Oh, nice.
Oh, look how much time he has taken out of Hamilton. He has taken 2 seconds out of Hamilton.
4.8. 4.4.
Oh, dude.
Oh, Checo, you beauty.
Oh, man.
Oh, he's got him, I think.
No, not yet. There's no DRS on the pit start, dude. Oh, dude.
This is really frustrating, Lewis.
Oh,
this is amazing.
This is Alonso Hungary level driving.
That's some
dangerous driving. There we go.
Lewis.
Hamilton in the 134s and the 133s.
Oh man.
Oh, come on, Checo, we can do this.
And Hamilton, you can see him.
Oh man.
Hamilton needs to get past Perez here. He does get past Perez. He moves towards the inside. He's going to force Perez the long way round. If Perez is going to
Checo, DRS now. Chill, Checo.
On lap 21, Hamilton does get past Perez, but Perez has played the ultimate team game, and he's really brought his teammate back into play.
Man. And both have DRS, dude. Oh, DRS train. And Verstappen is ahead. Man. Dude.
That was insane driving.
Wow, man. Wow. What a play, dude.
Dutch grandstands woken up, and I'm sure a lot of other people have too.
Yeah, I said this feels game on.
Oh, Checo is a legend.
Oh, he's really a legend. But dude, do something. You're losing 0.3, 0.4 of a second.
The Abu Dhabi Grand Prix didn't quite know where he was going in Formula
He gained 5 seconds in a sector, dude.
Oh, he gained 6 seconds.
Teammate Max Verstappen, but Verstappen now has got to try and keep the pace with Hamilton.
Perez is finally in pits.
But no, again 2 seconds, dude. Too much of pace.
Yeah.
Hamilton seems to be pulling
Yeah, but like.
a little bit from Max Verstappen. In the practice sessions, don't forget, Mercedes ran on the hard compound tyre with full fuel. Red Bull were trying the soft compound sound tyre, and they haven't used these hard tyres throughout the weekend so far. This is when Hamilton got past Perez, but it didn't end there, did it?
I half expected Perez to come slithering up the inside there again, but Lewis very carefully.
That was some fun racing, dude.
That was fun.
I think Lewis was.
I'm telling you, Perez is here to stay for Red Bull, dude.
Yeah,
He's the
yeah.
dream for Honor.
He's the dream second driver, right?
Yeah, dude.
Oh no, the dream second driver is Bottas.
Yeah, true.
I don't think so. Not in the last 2 seasons.
Max is a 10th quicker through the middle part of this lap. 10th down in the first part is not all in it, but we've seen such raw speed, haven't we, of this Mercedes-Benz in the hand of Hamilton, particularly for the last 3 Grand Prix. And it's now Max in the turbulent air behind him.
Yeah, again the turbulent air.
Yeah, that's the thing, right?
And he's again 2
What else
seconds.
could happen on this night of all nights for Formula One here at the Abu Dhabi?
I think there's going to be one more, and again Perez is going to be in front because they have to pit again.
On that championship trophy, Max Verstappen is going to try and keep pace with him, but he's struggling to do that as it stands currently. Yuki Tsunoda runs in 3rd place.
2.2
he
seconds.
hasn't pitted
He's
yet.
really fast.
Neither has Valtteri Bottas.
Yeah, Hamilton is too
Sergio
fast.
Perez
Yeah.
has, currently in
And it's impossible to drive in the dirty air.
Dirty air is crazy on
Yeah, unless you are much faster than the car in front.
It was okay. Wasn't so quick, but it was all right.
Like, think about how long it took him to overtake Sainz.
And how much time did it take for Hamilton to overtake Perez?
Yeah.
And even though stopping early, he hasn't managed to close any time.
You think they'll pit him and get him on the medium? In like, let's say next 10 laps?
Maybe. When there's a big enough window, yeah, I think they would.
So Sainz securing what is going to end up to be a fight for P5, P6.
Goodbye, Kimi Raikkonen, Ferrari's last world.
Is Raikkonen gonna retire just the way Alonso did?
But hopefully not. To Antonio
With donuts?
No.
With donuts and back in the
Oh, yeah, he should definitely do the donuts though. But I thought when you said that retire like Alonso, I thought we like retire and then come back.
Yeah.
No, I don't think Kimi is coming back.
Yeah, that's right.
Tonight it's 18 inches for next season. The barge board, as you said on the grid walk, Martin, it's a
he's
goodbye
setting the
to the
fastest
barge
lap
board for
directly.
2022.
At least it put some fun back into it, dude. Right?
Yeah.
But dude, whatever you say, Verstappen's really given it to Hamilton this season.
Yeah, he has. And no other driver has managed to do it since Nico Rosberg.
Paul, after
Man,
26 seasons with McLaren,
and
is,
FIA has donated the race to
Yeah,
Hamilton.
Hamilton. Yeah.
next season.
Little frozen tear on my cheek for we're losing Kimi Raikkonen.
Yeah.
The man who doesn't have adrenaline in his bloodstream, he has antifreeze.
Kimi Raikkonen, the most Grand Prix starts by any driver.
Yeah.
The man who, before this race, had raced.
We haven't talked about
34
Kimi's last race much.
Yeah.
The last.
They're not even showing Kimi. They're not even
I
showing
know.
Kimi.
The last F1, the last Ferrari champion on the grid, dude.
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate everything. He's so over. He loves driving a Formula 1 car. He's so over anything else to do with being a Formula 1 driver.
That pocket deal ever.
What is Verstappen thinking? Is he thinking like, yeah, he's just too fast, I can't do anything, I just need to stay with him or something?
Maybe Verstappen is praying.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because that's the only thing that could really change
Yeah.
anything for this race at this point.
Like,
Like, it's not that he can pressure Hamilton into fucking up from 2.7 seconds away.
Yeah.
So, like,
2.7 seconds is like 500 meters, a kilometer.
And I think Red Bull
kilometer
doesn't, and Red Bull don't have a fresh set of softs. They
Oh,
only
no,
have the
mediums. They don't have fresh sets of mediums.
fresh set of medium, so they only have the flat spotted medium.
yeah.
So maybe, in gamble, in another 20 laps, they pit him for softs.
I think so. I think
Maybe.
so. I think that's the only chance that they have is that the hards are not going to perform well enough in the last.
Yeah. Or Checo decides to crash and give us a red flag. The ultimate team game.
He's what, 2.8 seconds? 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Look at these two, yet again.
And Abu Dhabi is not even a race where you can say that a red flag is like probable.
And you don't even have Mazepin on the this thing.
It's been to watch these two this year.
Yeah, we see drivers coming and going in Formula One.
Dude, I'm okay with Hamilton winning it. I just don't want anyone to come up and say like, oh, he's the greatest driver of all time.
Crofty, you just wait. Crofty is going to start sucking his dick from 45th lap.
Perez
yeah, I think it's going to be the most annoying commentary, and like, lap 57 is going to be one of the most annoying moments in F1.
Clear from the outset that Verstappen would soon be challenging him. Didn't take long, Martin, for you to say that Verstappen will be a world champion one day. It might still be his day here in
Do you think that Verstappen is staying back enough to save his tires?
Maybe.
Like, he's 2.8 seconds behind anyway, so might as well just not push and save your tires.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
How long does dirty air last in terms of having an effect?
And if he was wary of any contact with the Red Bull, he certainly didn't show it. He left enough space.
Michael, it's a bit dangerous. Can you warn them?
What are you crying about? That's fair racing, dude. Why don't you just give them normal cars? Let's just race. Let's just do luge. Let's just do the luge. You know, everyone just does the luge.
To lunge back up the inside down into turn 6, but.
Meanwhile, as we watch what happened on lap 20 between Sergio Perez and Lewis Hamilton and how they came very, very close together, I think Kimi Raikkonen's Formula One career has come to an end, and he's stopped out on track. He's had a bit of
he's retiring.
Barriers, but he's managed to keep going again. There is Kimi Raikkonen, damage to the left-hand side of his front wing end plates.
No.
Can Kimi Raikkonen get back to the pits, change his front wing and make it to the checkered flag? Because in his last race we want to see Kimi Raikkonen take the checkered flag here, but he's definitely had a brush with the barriers, Martin, and this can often happen in the final race of somebody's career.
Yeah, the brakes.
So it sounds like he's got a braking issue. So that's because he's going slower than you'd imagine. The front wing's fine, but let's see what happened.
So this is down into turn 6, and that absolutely looked like a braking issue.
Yeah, it's like pulling the handbrake on. The brake-by-wire has let him down there somewhere, and the rear axle has locked on him.
The brake-by-wire system helps the very skinny rear brakes adjust themselves somewhat with some engine braking and retardation to stop the cars at the end of the straight doing 200 miles an hour in the space of about 80 meters. Ted, down to you.
Oh, Kimi, it's not going to end like this, is it? They're checking out the front of the car. They're having a look whether there's anything they can see that's wrong with the brakes. Something stopped in the
2 seconds, Ted.
Lost drive.
He's turned the car off. George Russell's been struggling with upshifts in his gearbox for the last lap or two. Once it's replays of the Sergio Perez and Lewis Hamilton, and now he's lost drive as well. So if George doesn't make it back to the pits and stops out onto the track, that could be a virtual safety car that might help Valtteri Bottas. But Kimi, he's getting a round of applause. They're on their feet in the grandstand, giving him a round of applause to say thank you, Kimi, for everything. We loved you. Such a character, but that's it.
Yeah, thank you, Kimi Raikkonen.
Oh no, feels bad, man.
We will leave you alone now. George Russell limping back to the pits meanwhile, saying on the team radio he's lost drive. It's been a bit of a struggle in this race throughout for George Russell. This is the moment where his power unit stopped delivering the power that he really wanted.
Russell's car got screwed in the worst timing.
Yeah.
Oh, he got screwed right before the pits. Right after the pits, right?
No, right after the pits, I think.
Yeah, so he has an entire lap of that to go, right?
Yeah. A couple of years of rallying. Said he didn't expect to be back in Formula One at that point.
So glad he did, and we'll all remember the US Grand Prix in 2018 and what a magnificent victory that was for Kimi. What a career it's been. Mark Arnold with him, his personal trainer, who's been by his side throughout. Kimi wearing the replica helmet.
So that secures the P3 for Ferrari as well.
From all those years ago when he made his debut with Sauber
that secures
back
P3
in 2001.
We're all looking at Kimi now.
Not just for him, for George Russell as well. Both out of this race. Karun, to you.
You want him to get through the checkered flag, right?
Yeah.
I mean, at least in your last race.
For a front wing update, which means what do you want us to change when you come in the pits? And they wouldn't be asking that if he wasn't going to come in. So I think they've got to roll the dice and do something different. The tricky thing is Bottas is inside.
Copy.
That's
yeah,
right.
but
so
how does it?
Oh, Hamilton is crying.
I'm sure they're listening to Verstappen's radio. Bottas is in Verstappen's pit window at the moment, so it's a little bit tricky for Max to pit right now, but they are going to watch that for a second pit stop, I think.
So, would Lewis Hamilton, saying that he's got a long way to go on these tyres, have to cover Max Verstappen if Verstappen pits again?
He would. He's got 3.6 seconds at the moment. Verstappen just did a personal best. He's done a personal best first sector. Remember before I said when he had 4.8, 5 odd seconds, they had enough fat in the system to react one lap later.
When do you think Verstappen is going to pit? I think they are definitely going for 2 stops. They don't have any other.
I mean, they have to roll the dice.
Yeah.
And Max Verstappen, as we see his partner,
and they're going to change his front wing, right? They're changing some settings. That's what they said, right?
Yeah. New set of hard tyres that they could fit on. They haven't got any new sets of tyres to put on Lewis Hamilton's Mercedes. We're on lap 29 or lap 30 now of 58. If you're watching,
then they should do that, right?
They have a new set of hard tyres.
Then they should do that. Then they should pit Verstappen right now.
So far alongside the
but
I think they'll be going for the soft, which is why they'll.
But he'll come out behind Bottas. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's also a big problem.
That is okay. Bottas does not hold Verstappen. Like you've seen it.
But he can, right?
It is last Mercedes race.
He can't do it. He can't do it like what Perez did, and he's already losing times. He 4.3.
So one more lap, everything you got.
Hammer time for Valtteri Bottas too. Running in third place at the moment. Hamilton.
See, that's what I feel that
Bottas, who hasn't pitted.
The thing is that Verstappen has a fresh hard. If they pit now, Verstappen has a fresh hard. Hamilton does not have a fresh hard. So that's advantage there. If you go into the yellow category, yellow tires category or something like that, because Hamilton cannot put a yellow tire right now.
Yeah, but Verstappen can't either.
No, but Verstappen has a fresh hard. He just puts a white on. You know, Verstappen just puts a white on. Hamilton can't put a white. Hamilton has to go for some other tire choice if they decide to pit Hamilton.
So 17
you get that? So
Verstappen is 24 seconds ahead right now. I think he'll wait for 2 more seconds of advantage before he does anything.
Yeah, but Mercedes asked Valtteri to come in at the next lap.
They have?
Yeah. One more lap.
Squeezing a little bit further out, isn't it? But this is a key time.
Well, Red Bull have a gap to drop Max Verstappen into. They can pit him, and he could well come out ahead of Valtteri Bottas, who is yet to stop and actually coming into the pits now. So will this make up Red Bull's mind a little bit? It looks like. Valtteri Bottas coming into the pits, it looks like Verstappen is going to stay out for at least one more lap.
What was that camera angle? What was that? Why did the camera do a 360 dude?
The difference.
That was really fun.
4 seconds and 24 seconds to get Lewis Hamilton by the end.
The pit cameraman must have been having some fun.
Put on Lewis's car. I didn't think, but
let me film some action at least.
Yeah. Sets of hard compound tires available, and they're only allocated 2 for the weekend. So they haven't run them until the race. Seems slightly bizarre, doesn't it? But I guess they know enough about their tires and their cars now. But yeah.
Okay, Verstappen coming in for pits. Yeah or no? What do you think?
Has actually still got a brand
I think so.
I
think he's going to come in.
He has to. He has to.
Yeah.
There are no other choices.
The Hards choice is very interesting. He very well could.
Yeah, because Lewis Hamilton can't go another 27 laps.
Is Leclerc Has Leclerc received double reds? Verstappen did not pit.
From the Ferrari, that's going to get
He did not pit.
very interested now as they make their way out of the chicane and along the second of the back straights past the support paddock, and Leclerc's weaving.
I don't think he has received double reds.
No. Leclerc is ahead of Bottas on track.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
9, Bottas just has to back off a little bit.
what I'm... Oh god, he's 4 points. He's losing time. He's losing more and more time. What are you trying to do? Force Mercedes' hands. Force it.
Yeah, they should pit him now. Yeah.
Wonderful track, this impressive facility here in Abu Dhabi start to take effect.
The problem is even Perez is 30 seconds behind. So even Perez can't influence it anymore.
Yeah. Down the main straight, Leclerc keeping Bottas at bay.
So 4.6 up to 5 seconds.
5
now
seconds.
For Hamilton
I think since they haven't pitted now, they must be going for a soft strategy.
Maybe.
Yeah,
but then there won't be enough time. There won't be enough time to overtake him. Yeah.
It's not. There's going to be no points.
Yeah, and even if you're half a second or so behind. In terms of your length,
make 4 seconds of advantage.
5
on soft seat. Yeah, 5 seconds of advantage.
No, the thing is, it's only increasing.
Hamilton will pit right after.
Yeah, he'll pit right after Verstappen. Yeah.
So he has to make 5 seconds of advantage in a single lap, essentially.
That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, he can't.
Yeah. Leclerc with a couple of pole positions this season, but no wins for him or his teammate. Ferrari facing consecutive winless seasons for the first time since 92 and 93. There goes Bottas having a look down the inside, but there's no room for the Finn to try and force his way past.
Nice driving by Leclerc.
Slightly naughty little wiggle there from Charles Leclerc into the new bank turn 9.
Right. Let's talk about something else, right? Let's talk about something else. What do you think? How's 2022 going to be? Like going to be 3 months?
I'm just disappointed. Just crying now.
Dude,
I think 2022 is a complete game changer.
2022, you never know.
I think 2022 is a new F1 season in entirety.
So your choice. Keep your options open.
Okay. Yeah, no, so 2020. So, dude, I mean, like, yeah, I'm feeling bad. Yeah, but he deserves it. I mean, that's the only thing. He deserves it.
No, Hamilton does not deserve it. He does not.
Why? 2018-19, Vettel let it go. Hamilton has never crashed. Mercedes have a car which does not DNF.
This time, see, Britain, in UK, Silverstone, Hamilton literally tried to kill Verstappen.
In the slipstream.
Okay,
but
then he went down to win the Grand Prix.
Right. So that is one race, right? So you're talking about one race there. Then
but it is one race worth of.
Yeah, it is one.
Yeah, but then
and Verstappen was so unlucky. He was so unlucky in Azerbaijan, where his car just exploded.
Yeah, but that is okay.
And Valtteri Bottas crashed into him in Hungary.
I don't think it's a deserved podium for sure. This race is a deserved podium, I'll give you that much.
Deserved game.
This race is going to be a deserved.
But this race, Qatar as well. So
Hamilton does not deserve to win. Hamilton does not deserve to win this season.
I don't think so.
Yeah, that is my opinion on this.
No,
I strongly believe Hamilton does not deserve to win in this season.
I think Hamilton has gained a massive advantage by the FIA this time. Even more than...
After he almost killed Verstappen, he got a 10-second penalty. What a joke.
Yeah.
In third, Red Bull with a double podium, but not enough.
Yeah, doing a good job. Really good
but
job.
yeah, fine. I mean, how do you rectify it? Like the start of 2022,
you cannot. If FIA fucks up, you can't really do much about it.
That gap between Hamilton and Verstappen is just growing lap by lap. Hamilton is dropping.
I mean, it's a rigged game then. Beyond that, you can't really do much, right?
In that Mercedes, and Hamilton is using every bit of it. That race you say between Alonso and Gasly, we're not seeing it because there are other things more important perhaps going on.
I love this camera angle.
Yeah, this camera angle
by only a
is
second and a half each time round. I don't know which way it's going to go. Gasly's actually recovering well because it looked like Alpine was the faster car here, but Ocon out of the points at the moment in 11th. But Fernando
he does have DRS.
Ahead of Gasly.
But no, Mercedes. See, okay, you're going to blame the FIA, yeah.
And Hamilton has been more lucky.
Just seems that he had better traction.
I'll not even say lucky. I think it's FIA.
Yeah,
okay. Let's look at this. Fine. Yeah, that one. But in Monza, Verstappen crashed into Hamilton.
Bottas is now free then to chase.
Right. So that was his fault. Both got a DNF. Verstappen could have easy Red Bull screwed up his pit stop. Then Verstappen.
Oh, something's happening.
No.
Giovinazzi is
no shifting.
going slowly. Stop in the middle of the track.
Yeah.
Issue then.
Will they have to pull out a safety car for this one, right?
No. He's
oh, he has parked at the perfect place, right? Yeah.
He's parked it near the exit, so it's going to be a VSC.
Could we get a safety car here?
He's parked in a tricky situation. He's a long way from the service road. He could have parked a bit closer to the service road. I see no option.
Yeah, it's VSC for sure.
Oh, is it?
Virtual safety car there. It doesn't look like the sort of place you can just cover with double wave yellows.
That's a very dangerous position to put marshals out for sure. I don't think they're going to do this without a safety car.
On the exit of turn 9.
Yeah, I mean virtual safety, but like they have to.
I can't believe they'll cover that in anything other than a virtual safety car, which means then, of course, the leaders will pit.
He is parked in a very handy spot if he wants to go and pop onto a boat, like Kimi Räikkönen did once when he crashed out in Monaco. There is the virtual safety car, as you said, Martin. Not a very handy place indeed for moving that car. So, on the exit of turn 9,
so if they pit, they should pit right now, right? Like right after.
So all the drivers decrease their speed by 40%. No overtaking. The race pretty much gets neutralized. But these cars can pit, and Ted Kravitz
is Hamilton going to pit? Hamilton.
He will.
Staying out. Hamilton staying out. Hamilton staying out.
Let's see.
Lewis Hamilton is staying out.
Thought it would be an easy decision. Even if they're thinking of pitting later on, they're staying out. That's odd. So it is Charles Leclerc just waiting to see whether Fernando Alonso. Surely this.
Verstappen has to pit, dude. Come on.
That's his only hope. If he doesn't pit now, he's pitting. There we go.
Hang around like nothing's happening, like they haven't been told, and now they're sort of
Verstappen is pitting
as well. Ted, the reason Alonso and Gasly aren't pitting yet is they haven't reached turn 6 yet, but Verstappen's coming.
No, Verstappen is not pitting.
He did. He's pitting.
He did. Okay.
Yeah, the map display on this one is kind of weird in terms of stuff.
Different tires on it, and you know, there's a second set of brand new hard compound tires. It's a no-brainer. They haven't got the pace to win this by catching and passing the Mercedes. So that was do whatever Hamilton doesn't do.
And he can also utilise this bit of track underneath the tunnel, maybe to shave off a little bit more time as well, because the safety car one line.
How far off is he? 22 seconds off.
That is kind of perfect. That is kind of perfect. He has to just
in the pit windows.
But I think
Hamilton is a pit stop ahead of Verstappen. He can get a free pit stop pretty much.
But Giovinazzi's car is not out of the way yet.
Don't give us a safety car.
Come on, safety car, please.
Especially now Max Verstappen's pitted on and is on fresher tyres. Can he do that sort of thing?
I don't think that's right, trying to influence the
dude, they should get penalized for saying such things,
Toto,
they should seriously get penalized for saying such things.
What Mercedes
penalized for saying what?
He's saying to Michael Massey, please don't put a safety car out.
It was really only ever going to play into Red Bull's hands because they've kind of lost it at the moment. They've lost both championships at the moment.
Okay. Is he coming into the pits or is he not?
But you couldn't send
I think he will now.
out into the exit of turn 9.
Okay, car is out of the way now.
130 miles.
Oh, safety car. VSC is ending.
With just double weight.
No, VSC is ending. It doesn't mean it's a safety car.
Safety car is ending as they are pushing that Alfa Romeo away.
So the gap to Verstappen now 17.9 seconds.
How is it 17? How has he not lost 21 points?
He's 21 seconds behind.
17!
We're going to be in trouble.
Oh yeah.
So
it's 21. He's showing
21
safety car reduces your pit stop loss to about 13-14 seconds. Normally it's about 22 seconds. That is how Verstappen has got a cheaper second pit stop. But what this means now is that on lap
he has to gain that 3 or 4 seconds.
Because Hamilton is on
dude, they made a very big mistake by not pitting.
Verstappen is on a new
Let's
set of
see,
tyres that have now done
Let's see.
one lap.
Because
So
it's
what is
it's also
Verstappen's
all
pace
about
going
tire
to be
performance,
between
right?
now and the checkered
Yeah.
flag, and can he close down the gap?
Okay, he doesn't have the dirty air now.
Yeah.
And he has fresh
Game
tires.
on to
Yeah.
the checkered flag. Under 17 seconds.
So-
the gap between Hamilton and Verstappen. Ted
Verstappen has
Yeah, I mean, that's
12 laps younger tires.
Yeah.
towards the end of the race.
12 laps, right? Yeah.
No.
I'm
20.
still struggling to think, would there have been
No,
a
no,
way-
no.
Oh yeah.
20 laps.
At least he
20
would have been on
laps.
new tyres.
20 laps.
Yes, all right,
25 laps.
might have been done the opposite, but Verstappen would have been on old tyres.
Okay, let's that gap at 17.0 for Verstappen. He will need 8/10 a lap on us to catch. So we just need to keep that in mind.
He might well
Yeah,
get
he might
coffee.
have that. He might
It's
have that.
exactly what he might have with those fresher tyres.
Oh, so they cannot pit. They cannot pit Hamilton now.
Yeah,
can't,
if
they
they
can't.
pitted, he's gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you're asking someone to do 45 laps on the hard.
Stick with this because that virtual safety car.
His tires are
Which
going
is
to
the
be,
strategy that they went with. Yeah.
his tires are going to be crap towards the end.
Yeah.
Is going to have to hang on.
They should have pitted him.
But remember, he said
Okay,
a
it's
while
gonna-
ago, I'm not sure these tires
It's
will
going
go
to the
end.
last lap.
They're 20
Yeah.
It's going to the last lap.
And on that last lap, the difference
So,
between
yeah.
Hamilton and Verstappen in terms
0.5
of
of a
Pray that there's no more safety
This is
cars.
going to
No
be
more
Yeah,
safety cars.
yeah, he'll get a free pit stop.
20 qualifying laps.
Bit of a risk leave me out now.
Yeah, the potential to lose track position, Lewis, too high.
That's what we were talking about, isn't it? They knew Red Bull would do the opposite.
They
And
should.
of course,
They could have easily
Yeah.
pitted him in the second
No.
pit stop during
no,
race.
they couldn't have. They couldn't
damned
have.
if they did, and damned if
Why
they
not?
didn't. I'm
Why not?
surprised.
Because Verstappen would have overtaken him,
That was
I
their
think.
call.
I
We
think,
don't wanna lose
but I'm not
No,
sure.
how?
to Max Verstappen, but I was starting to say they need to be
Because the
sharp
pit lane is slower, right?
qualifying laps.
Hmm.
Bang
Actually, I
on.
No, but it is equally slower for
Yeah,
both
yeah.
of them.
Perfect.
Yeah.
For Max
Yeah,
I
they could
think
have
the
pitted him on the
thing
second
that they
lap.
would have risked is if VSC ended as soon as he pitted, then they would have been screwed, which is why they did not take that gamble.
Makes sense,
And
yeah.
it was basically ending. Like as soon as he
Yeah,
would have
yeah.
pitted, it would have ended. anyway.
Yeah,
So do you think he's really biting into it?
The tires?
This is Fernando Alonso.
No, hard tires will last long time.
Pierre Gasly.
No. I mean, Hamilton,
That's how
the
Gasly got repassed.
Yeah, he tried to push me off. I was in front, in the corner braking, so should be okay. Copy.
That's an old message because Fernando would not have been speaking.
Alonso does not like driving on the on the track.
He has his own
Himself
Alonso
off the
racing
track
line.
and over the curb. Is he?
I think
he's ahead of
Alonso
Pierre Gasly, but he's ahead of him.
knows the rules too well.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like Alonso knows exactly when you can gain an advantage
Yeah.
out of going out. He knows exactly what to
he
do.
left enough room. You did nothing
Yeah.
wrong.
Right.
15.7. Oh, he's biting into it.
No investigation necessary. Sonoda is
But
now
see,
back
that's the
ahead
thing. He
of
needs to
Alonso.
gain
The stewards
1 second a
consistent
lap.
in their application of the rules. If you remember
least.
back to
Around.
turn 6 on the first lap, but
No,
there
no,
was
no.
no investigation
8
necessary.
tenths, 8 tenths a lap.
Verstappen
No,
at
but
that time.
8 tenths would put him almost equal. Right now, 15 seconds takes it to.
Yeah, well, I won't be able to keep this pace up for the whole way.
Yeah, copy, Lewis. Yeah, we should both be on
Stop
the same
whining and focus on driving.
That's what I was going to say, actually. I think absolutely on raw pace alone, Lewis should have it covered, unless he starts
Yeah.
getting tired.
Now tire age is the only game
Yeah.
that Hamilton has to play.
And
Yeah.
that's a big if, isn't it?
Yeah, and that happy
Oh,
sounding Lewis
so
Hamilton
okay.
when
So see,
asked
he
what
needs to
tyres
gain a
he
second
wanted,
lap
stopped
because
on the safety
15 seconds.
car.
Let's take 15
Just
seconds. 15
sounds a
seconds is
little
lap
tense
56.
when we hear him
Lap
on the radio
56.
now. 40
Yeah, and then
Is
2
where-
laps to overtake.
Yeah, you need at least a lap to overtake in the dirty air.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then it's also the difference in the performance is also going to just get worse and worse. I mean, better and better now.
Dude,
The
yeah.
difference is going to
Because-
increase.
Why are they not showing the performance this thing? Why are they
Yeah,
not showing the
where is the
performance?
AWS when you need it?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Decided to do. Ted's got more news.
Before that, though, Martin, let's go to Karun at Sky Race Control.
Yeah, thank you, Coffee. I've just clarified with Mercedes, he did put on a scrubbed set of tyres. So good spot there, Martin Brundle. It was a set that they only scrubbed for 1 lap, though. So it was nearly new when they pitted Lewis. He has got, therefore, a brand new set of hard tyres, which he's now unlikely to use. So they have that option of a new set and elected not to do it.
It's like leaving your favourite chocolate, isn't it, in the box, and then somebody throws the box away or something. They go on.
He could have had an extra lap of tire range.
The World Championship's gone, so...
What if it comes to that? What if it
what if
comes to
it
that?
comes to that? I have a feeling
That
it
would be crazy.
Verstappen is slower.
Verstappen is
Why?
slower on these, and he's doing personal best as well. So Hamilton has got...
Is Verstappen slower or is Hamilton pushing?
Yes, Ted.
Hamilton wouldn't be pushing right now, actually.
Verstappen is slower.
Yeah.
That lap he was slower.
I feel that whatever happens, Hamilton should have pitted because...
No, actually, they would have gotten screwed over.
Yeah, if they had pitted, they would have gotten screwed over because if Red Bull saw Hamilton pitting, Red Bull wouldn't have pitted.
But then Red Bull would have had to pit at least sometime.
No.
The Red Bull would have taken the gamble at least, and that's the gamble that Hamilton is taking anyway, right? So it's a reasonable gamble.
Yeah.
The problem is he's not fast enough. That's what I feel.
Yeah, he's not. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah. I think he's gonna be 2 or 3 seconds behind.
Yeah. More, it'll be like 5-6 seconds behind at the end.
I think his tire, but that's gonna be 45 laps old, dude.
Let's see. You know, Hamilton. He'll cry about it. Hamilton will cry about his tires and then do the fastest lap in the final lap. You know, Hamilton.
How many laps can it last? The white tires, the hard tires?
I'm not sure. 40 laps. 40 laps.
Yeah, pretty much.
Performance. So they're asking him to do 45.
No.
Yeah, they're asking him to do 45.
Was the gap a couple of laps ago as the
I'm again looking at Pirelli's Twitter and seeing what they say about what the tire age can be.
The gap now 14.1 seconds.
Yeah, it's been about 0.3 of a second. We have seen Lewis Hamilton somehow mercurially hang on to a set of tyres that shouldn't be giving as much grip as they do. And that's what he's doing at the moment.
It's not enough.
It's not enough.
Can he keep pushing that hard? And the tyres hang on. They are the hardest compound, after all, that we got here this weekend.
But they are right slap bang in the middle of that Pirelli range. When we say the hard tyre, they're not the hardest of hard tyres. In some tracks, they would be the soft tyre, depending on how many fast corners and heavy braking zones we've got on that particular circuit. One thing is for sure, we're on
He's
that
not doing anything. Actually, Hamilton is setting the fastest lap, so I think...
Chasing Hamilton, and if Verstappen wants more pace when he gets past the Dutch grandstand,
is Hamilton pushing right now or not? I think that's the only question.
He is.
You think so?
Gets there to try and help him on this charge. Ted, down to you.
This is going to go down to the wire. I'd hate to be on the Mercedes pit wall at the moment, but just across the pit lane here, it all looks calm there. I wonder what Christian Horner's thinking as well, but maybe we can speak to him in a bit. But Pirelli say this hard tyre will do 50 laps, but we've seen higher
50 laps
in the race. In
50 laps, but in practice.
Pirelli say were based on practice, Crofty. I think we've seen higher degradation in the race. So yeah, it can do 50 laps, will it? And at the end of it, will they be very fast? Well, we're going to find out.
Yeah, it's like rock stars.
Would you risk it?
Concert, but they might be a bit tired by the end of it.
He is not getting a puncture, don't worry.
Because it's Hamilton?
Was there for the taking. Norris stays ahead.
It's a long way for Hamilton to go.
Sergio Perez currently running third, around about 40 seconds off the race lead.
So, last 5 laps, Verstappen 0.6 faster, then 0.5, then 0.4, 0.4, and then 0.2 of a second. It seems he's getting, at this stage, every bit.
Plus, anyway, he has no business pitting now. Like,
he
if he pits now, he's giving it up. So he won't do that.
Yeah. Why can't he just put on the mediums and just go for it? He'll be a second.
He's giving up. He's giving up
essentially.
He's giving up track position, and he'll come out behind.
He'll rather risk a puncture or even a crash in the last lap than pit now.
Hamilton being told that those back markers are Fernando Alonso.
Yeah, that would be completely giving up. He would not do that.
And they are scrapping away for points, so it's a bit unfair.
He's coming second regardless, even if he crashes in this race. He's coming second regardless.
Yes, if you're used to the hybrid era at Mercedes-Benz, they all look like back markers. But I think I'm pretty sure what Bono's explaining there is extra caution. It cost me second place in Detroit once by passing somebody, and whoever they were fighting with didn't realise that I was coming through as well. And
come on, Leclerc, take one for the team and crash into Hamilton.
Take one for which team? Team Street. Take
one for Team Street.
He's about to hoover up.
Oh god.
They are all on DRS as well, so
yeah.
It's not like they are going to be
slow.
Facing absolute blue flag already.
Yeah,
I don't think they're facing blue flags already.
He's not close enough yet. And see, the gap stopped decreasing between Hamilton and Verstappen.
And Leclerc will not concede to blue flag so easily right now. While he's fighting Ricciardo.
I think Norris is going to finish ahead of Leclerc in the championship.
Then Gazzy, you can see going through turn 1 right now on the previous lap. Right at the back of this battle is Charles Leclerc, and then comes Lewis Hamilton, who can see it all.
Why is Verstappen not able to go for it? I'm still not able to understand.
Because Hamilton's tires are still working.
But
yeah, and he's pushing. I think he's pushing. I think
how much more would you push the tires, dude?
I think he's depending on the 50 laps of age.
Red Bull are looking for
no, I think Hamilton just has that pace.
To try and help bring them back into this race.
He's not pushing.
Fresh hards versus
yeah.
I don't think he has that pace. If he had that pace, he was not going to lose out on qualifying in any way.
Maybe
in the distance down that back straight as Hamilton disappeared through.
Like they were both on softs, right? They were both on fresh softs. He would not have been losing out on that if he had that level of raw pace.
No, who? Hamilton and Verstappen.
Yeah, like Hamilton was 300 milliseconds behind Verstappen on the quali.
Quali, right? Yeah.
Q3.
Yeah.
Oh, he won the F2 championship.
Yeah.
As we talk about the other, Oscar Piastri, well done to you. Formula 2 champion for 2021.
I really like Formula 2 because of that. No difference on cars.
Yeah.
It's pure talent.
Yeah.
Formula 1 at the moment. 46
okay, blue flags.
We're on lap 46. We're reaching the climax of the season. Hamilton's coming up to lap 3. He's already lapped 1 in the case of Charles Leclerc, and Verstappen's trying to chase after him, but he's just not finding the pace. Ted Kravitz, down to you.
Well, you mentioned Charles Leclerc. That pitting under the virtual safety car really hasn't worked out well for Charles Leclerc at all. He's rejoined behind Daniel Ricciardo and is in a fight with Ocon and Alonso a bit further up for 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th. So not working out well for Charles Leclerc, but it is working out. Staying out, the right thing to do for Carlos Sainz in the sister Ferrari. P4 and looking good for it as well.
Yeah, and doing a great job is also Lando Norris, keeping Valtteri Bottas at bay all the way, despite giving away the drag reduction system.
Yeah, Hamilton's got it.
Mercedes-Benz engines,
yeah, he has it.
And after we heard earlier in the race that he was losing gears and having technical difficulties, Lando Norris in a very solid 5th place at the moment. And for Lando Norris,
driver of the day, Raikkonen.
Of course,
yeah, of course. I mean,
the people have done it.
Currently in 5th in the standings. Norris could move into the top.
And the second driver of the day is Perez, dude.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but no,
that was also well
driver of the
deserved.
day goes to Hamilton.
That didn't go his way. Got a pole in Russia, but he has been on the podium 4 times.
No, it's been a typical Hamilton performance, just like leading from the front.
Yeah. I won't say it's driver of the day level performance. Driver of the day never, unless it's like an exceptional race win, which this is not.
Yeah.
No, I think. See, if he's going to go up till the end on such
software glitch in this.
Yeah, but this is just your standard Hamilton.
Yeah, it's your
really
standard
an
Hamilton.
exceptional performance.
Engineers and mechanics going into a
yeah, and that's why I'm saying. That's why see again. Then what you're saying is that Hamilton has raised his level so much that
no, we are not arguing who is the best driver on the grid. We are arguing who wins the driver of the day. The most consistent driver never wins driver of the day.
Yeah.
The one who did an exceptional performance compared to their average is the one who wins driver of the day. So like Perez today did something crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So that is driver of the day level.
But won't you say driving that white the hard tires for 45
No, it's normal.
laps.
No,
It's
see,
very,
the
it's very
audience
normal.
doesn't work like that.
Yeah, the audience doesn't work that way. Hamilton, that's Tuesday for Hamilton. A walk through the park for Hamilton.
How's it, Clive? I'm down to 12 already.
It's just that back marker traffic, Lewis. He's going to have to get through it too.
Hamilton then making his way through the cars about to be lapped. Verstappen will have to do that himself very soon as well. Christian Horner on that Red Bull pit wall. I don't know if you're struggling to watch this or not, Christian, but if you were tense at the start, it's probably getting even more tense now with 10 laps to go.
Yeah, you know, the pace of the Mercedes is just too strong today, so Max is driving his heart out there, but we're going to need a miracle in these last 10 laps to turn it around. So he'll give it everything, but you know, the clock's ticking.
Nothing you can do now, I guess. It's Max's right foot. It's all that's left, isn't it? He's gained 2 seconds in the last 2 laps, but as you say, too much to do.
He's got 4 cars to go through. I mean, he needs some luck from the racing gods, I think, these last 10 laps, but you know, we're going to give it everything as we have done all year, as Max has done all year, and he'll drive his heart out these last 10 laps, you can guarantee that.
Would this been a different race for you if Lewis Hamilton had to have given the place back at turn 6 on that opening lap, or do you think come the final reckoning it wouldn't have made much difference?
Well, it gives you more options. You have track position, you've got clean air. So yeah, we're disappointed in that decision, but you know, it is what it is, and we're just getting on with it. And I think, you know, in all honesty, they've just had a quicker car. When you look at the
Norris,
pace they've got,
Norris is pitting.
Verstappen has 1 less car to.
Oh,
okay, no, that's Ricardo.
Norris pits.
Norris.
For Lando Norris, and that
yeah.
Well,
is he going to come back behind?
What has been a bit of a
Or he still
disappointment
comes back ahead of Alonso?
Technical difficulties. He was doing a super job, but he's been relegated now down to 8th. Bottas up into 5th.
Oh, he came right. Oh, behind Ocon.
Oh, Lando Norris. Yeah, it was just if he doesn't. Team radio.
And we've seen Norris with a front left puncture, so just be careful on the curbs.
That's the curbs, that's the
Oh, shit!
Lando's problems were sorted from early on. He was just being told on the radio to be careful about deployment, but that's just an energy
front
recovery,
left puncture for Norris.
System, a bit of advice from his engineers. But these curbs, Pirelli were worried about them coming here because they're aggressive, like they're aggressive in Qatar, where we saw some front left punctures. So has this Grand Prix got a further tyre twist in it, Crofty? Surely not.
Just as Christian Horner was saying, we need a miracle to win the race from here. They angled down some of the curves on Thursday nights. Friday night, I should say. Just to make them a little less aggressive. But sadly for Lando Norris, he's got a slow puncture.
No, now Hamilton needs to get a puncture.
Maybe just turn 15, turn 16.
Norris has another. Oh, sorry, Verstappen has another extra car to go for.
Taken at about 160 miles an hour, and then taken the final corner around about.
Norris as well.
Of course, we saw this in Qatar, didn't we? In terms of tyres not enjoying consistent pounding. In fact, Valtteri Bottas was the first one to find out, unfortunately for him.
This is.
But he was on mediums.
Currently down in 9th place.
They put him on mediums.
On a fresher set of the medium compound tyre, he's managed to get past Esteban Ocon. Lando Norris, who races all the way to the line, especially here in Abu Dhabi after a few seasons ago. He had a stellar last lap in his Grand Prix debut.
If he gets these tyres home, beautiful.
8th place, still racing to the line now.
Normal service resumed now.
I think he's getting these tyres
straight
home.
Back into the 120.
Yeah, I mean,
now he's cleared the traffic.
Hamilton
The
is now.
only
When
thing
has
that
Hamilton
remains to
been
be seen is
unlucky?
how much
That
performance
means
he
there are
has left.
5 cars for Verstappen to get through in that DRS train, as we call it.
Yeah, Verstappen though will get DRS to help him lap those cars, and that might just help him shave off a couple of seconds here or there, but he needs a little bit more than that. As it stands, 394.5 points for Lewis Hamilton. He will become world champion. Max Verstappen will have led more laps than any other driver during the course of this season, but it won't be enough to give him.
See, like that, driver of the year should be Max.
We've said it all season long, Martin, and especially this weekend, though. Whoever is champion, both drivers have put in a champion performance all season long.
Without doubt. If you look back, there's all those little tormenting moments, aren't there? Max got wiped out, didn't he, when Valtteri Bottas was playing billiards in Hungary and the tyre in Baku, and Lewis, you know, went up in Baku.
Valtteri Bottas playing billiards in Hungary.
All those little twists and turns that we can look back and that would have made the difference. But you win a championship over a season, not over a race, as Leclerc gets out of the way.
Exactly, you win a championship over a season, not over a race.
But at the end of the day, Mercedes and
he's got it.
Came on so strongly
at the
end of the season, as they have done again tonight. And Lewis's pace and with tyres that have been on since lap 14 is
Verstappen will easily lose a second and a half on this train.
Talk more Mercedes in a moment.
Same as
when he goes to wherever
he
goes to lie down and relax at the end of this season, will he think back to Silverstone? Will he think that if I'd have just given up the fight that day to win the overall battle, I'd be world champion now? Or will that not enter his mind?
I've asked him that a couple of times on camera, and he's like, no, I would. In fact, he actually rejoined on that when I asked him that in Brazil. He said, no, I'd do the same thing again.
The puncher moment.
I don't know why you do the same thing again, because he had a 33-point lead that morning and ended up, sadly for Max, in hospital that day.
Lando Norris on and up to 8th place after a late pit stop caused by that slow puncture. He's charging through the field. His teammate Daniel Ricciardo moves out of the way of Max Verstappen, then quickly gets back onto the racing line.
5, no way.
At bay, but both Ricciardo and Leclerc.
I mean,
Mercedes,
unless he gets a puncture now. Pray to the tire gods.
He's not getting a puncture now.
Yeah.
See, that exactly. Now, why are you saying that he doesn't get it? Because every other driver gets it. Every other driver goes into the wall.
No, I don't think anybody else would get it.
Yeah, I can guarantee you this, that if instead of Hamilton there was any other driver, everybody would have gone like this.
Yes, Mercedes had an
Yellow flag.
Yeah.
We thought they
Dude,
terrible trouble.
Double yellows.
Oh no!
Oh!
But it's not going to make a difference. It's not going to make a difference.
Yeah, dude, it's 12 seconds. If he loses on 12 seconds, that's obviously going to make a difference.
No.
It's not a double.
But then the race will finish.
It's double yellows, dude. It is double yellows.
Safety car. It's a safety car. But the race will finish under the safety car.
The context of this race, if they can clear the Williams in time, and we can have a couple of laps racing to the checkered flag.
There's bound to be a couple, and of course that's where Max Verstappen's much fresher tyres will fire up.
But he has a lot of cars to go through. That's the unfortunate part about it.
It depends how.
Are you allowed to?
Yeah, you can unlap. Yeah, you can.
If you can unlap, then he gains a massive advantage out of this.
Yeah. He can, if he can clear the traffic.
As long as they get a vehicle on there and get that out of the way.
And coming into the pits, Max Verstappen, Hamilton stays out.
Yeah, reds. He'll go on reds.
Yeah.
And I would imagine
but there won't be any racing. I think they're not going
to. For him to go on to that Red Bull car.
Hamilton is. Oh man, Hamilton is just swearing. What was that? What was that?
So if there is a restart,
that was a second and a half long beep, dude.
But I don't think they can clear it in time.
They can't clear it in time. It's going to finish under safety.
And he will presumably end up. Well, they had nothing to lose. Once again, Red Bull had nothing to lose there.
They have nothing to lose. Hamilton is a long way clear as Perez also pits, as we can see, and there's quite a few coming into the pits. Hamilton's a long way clear on the track, but I rather get the feeling by the time he comes around to the main straight,
yeah, so Verstappen is unlapping like crazy for sure.
Max Verstappen, that chance wasn't there or has gone by for Mercedes.
Verstappen tucked up behind Sebastian Vettel in the Aston Martin.
Dude, show the cars, dude.
Show Hamilton.
No.
Oh, that one. Yeah. No, he's safe.
Will they be able to five laps? They'll take 5 laps.
Yeah.
This race is ending on the safety.
Yeah.
No
unless
chance.
they can completely remove that barrier.
Yeah. I think they need to come up with teleportation to clear that. They can't really clear it in any way. The positioning of that on the track is just hopeless.
That's not the corner he crashed on, is it?
That was earlier on, I think, in the skirmish with Schumacher. They barged wheels, went off the track, would have picked up a bit of dust and debris on his tyres. Then,
oh, it's going to finish under the safety car. Oh, damn.
Probably dirty tyres from being offline there. Will we get any more?
That is too much debris to clear. They cannot. They possibly
the end of
cannot.
this Grand Prix, the end of this World
Not in the place that the car is.
Oh, that's. But I mean, like, it's okay. Lewis had won the race, so.
Verstappen has got the tyres to really do something with them. Will they let the lap runners through?
Well, they always do let the lap runners through, and in between Hamilton and Verstappen, Norris, Alonso, Ocon, Leclerc and Vettel.
Yes, but if they do that, it extends the safety car period.
But that's what they always do, take the lap runners out of the way so they're not interfering in play.
What's the situation behind?
So, situation is, Verstappen has pitted, he had a free pit stop, we would have lost track position to him. 4 laps remaining when you cross the line. So this field has to bunch and then they have to send lap cars through, so it may not restart.
Is he right behind me?
He will be, once they've sorted out all the order. This is going to take a while to sort out.
It might be one.
New tyres.
Copy, Lewis.
The Verstappen is not unlapping fast enough.
No,
not ceding the position.
No. So once they've cleared the track hazard, then the lapped cars will be allowed to unlap themselves. So they will overtake the safety car and Hamilton.
Oh, that's what I was asking. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So he can't unlap himself right now.
They can't. Yeah.
Is there a vehicle pulling the Williams out of the way or not yet?
Can't see it at the moment. Ted, down to you.
Yeah, have a load of other people pitting. Yuki Tsunoda, Pierre Gasly, Daniel Ricciardo. We've had Lance Stroll as well.
Come on, get Latifi's car out of there.
But yeah, it was just.
Look at the position of his car. You can't. You possibly can't. That's very.
Whether they had the order to come in, but Hamilton was so close to the entrance that it does seem that the engineer's right there. Whatever they would have done, they would have lost position.
Fuck!
Okay, they are clearing it out.
The safety car's not going full gas down the straight.
Copy, Lewis, understood.
His tyres are cooling. He needs more pace, more heat into those tyres.
I think you're going to get 1 lap.
Maybe one lap.
You might get 1 lap. You might get 1 lap.
Ooh, Verstappen on reds and him on whites. Oh my god. You could not have written another better
But they won't be DRS. Remember.
His tyres are so old.
But that's normally on a
yeah, but then they won't be DRS down the straight.
That's okay.
And if so, how long will they wait for those lap cars to get out of the way? If they wait for them to catch the pack up, which they don't have to do, then I don't think we'll get a racing lap. If they let them through, we could get 1 racing lap.
3 laps to go. Nicholas Latifi.
That is his lapping?
Seemingly okay after that contact with the barriers, around about 90 miles an hour. But he would have taken a whack, and it's good to see that he's okay.
Why is Perez lapping?
Perez coming into the pits again.
Oh,
so
why?
Retire.
They're retiring the car here. Perez into the pits for the 4th time. I didn't understand why, but I think they are retiring the car, and yes, they're not going to be working on it, and that is the end of Sergio Perez's Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
Checo, we need to retire the car. We need to retire the car. Box.
And for the
really? Yeah, box.
And lapped cars will not be allowed to overtake.
It's not mandatory in regulations, which leaves Verstappen with a lot of work to do then.
Oh, fuck.
Mercedes will be constructors champions at the end of this race as it stands at the moment.
Oh, lap cars will not be allowed to overtake. So
why?
Verstappen still has to get through the traffic.
Very much up for grabs.
How many cars?
Yeah, he has it. He's won it.
It's gone. He's won it.
Yeah.
But why are they not allowed? But I thought every time during a safety car you're supposed to.
I don't know.
I'm telling. That's why I'm saying it's not. That's why I said that Hamilton has not deserved this world championship.
No, but I thought that he's always allowed to.
Fucking rigged.
Yeah, if it's not the final race and Hamilton winning, then you're allowed to. Otherwise, you're not.
The best possible chance for racing to the finish rather than finishing behind the safety car. They've decided the lap cars will stay where they are.
Cancel that. Lap cars will not be allowed to overtake.
Yeah, of course. Typical decision.
Yeah.
Of course, typical decision.
Well, I'll try and look at this objectively. we should get 1 lap of racing here.
What are you going to do in 1 lap, dude?
Fuck off, Crofty. Shut up, Crofty.
No laps of racing to the checkered flag. So what do Red Bull want? Max Verstappen and Gianpiero Lambiase as race engineer. Do they want the chance, or do they want to finish behind the safety car with no overtaking? Because I think
it's just that the rule book goes out of the window when it comes to.
Personally,
yeah,
this is the decision that gives them the best chance if they want it.
Yeah, I mean the regulation. As I
said, now I understood what's happening.
There won't be any if the lap cars are allowed to overtake. There will be another lap of safety car.
Yeah.
So there won't be any racing.
So if there were more laps remaining, then
there will be 1 racing lap.
They'll all get blue flags, I would imagine.
Christian and Michael.
Yes, go ahead, Christian.
Yeah, why aren't we getting these lap cars out of the way?
Just give me, because Christian, just give me a second. Okay, my big one is to get this incident clear.
You only need 1 racing lap.
Well, I assume Christian's talking about then, you know, getting the lap cars out of the way, not clearing the incident away.
Anyway, it is 57th lap. I don't think
we'll get blue flags and are duty bound to get out of the way, but they're all in a reasonable fight themselves, aren't they?
Well, so here we go. Normally, you know, you'd see the race leader backing up the pack a little bit when the safety car goes. I would imagine that if we do get a lap, Martin, Hamilton will want to be disappearing off into the distance as fast as he can.
Not happening.
I don't see any way.
Yeah, it's not happening
with that. But indeed, is the safety car coming in this lap? We think it should do, could do. Is there any more debris to clear up? But we're halfway round already.
Race control are now saying
cars
to overtake the safety car. So Norris and Alonso and Ocon and Leclerc and Vettel.
Oh, that's it!
Oh, beautiful! Beautiful!
So
go for it, man!
Confusion, but the safety car is coming in at the end of this lap. So those back markers allow
what happened there, dude?
Take the safety car, and that has now left Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen.
Look at what Lewis is doing.
It has left Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen
don't overtake.
side by side.
No.
Yeah, he won't.
Absolutely desperate
don't
to get on with this on that soft compound tyre. We're going to have 1 lap of racing to decide the championship in 2021.
Has he gone?
Hamilton,
yeah, now they're gone.
Advantage. Verstappen has the faster, fresher tyres, and we have got 3.2 miles of racing action all the way to
come on.
Man, what a race, dude. What a race, dude.
To the final lap of this race.
What a race, dude.
Hamilton. Is it going to be a first world championship for Verstappen? Is it going to be an 8th world championship for Lewis Hamilton? Where can Verstappen try and get past Hamilton? First overtaking zone is normally down into turn 5. Is Verstappen far enough back?
Does he have him?
Down the inside. Hamilton sees him coming.
Yes! He's got him, baby! Get it home!
Wait. Oh, dude. Oh, man. Look at the crowd cheering, dude. Just hear the crowd.
This race that started with controversy.
Lewis.
Oh, he has it.
Oh!
He's got a slipstream. He almost touches Verstappen. They almost make contact.
Yes, boy!
Stays ahead.
Man.
Of all the drama, of all the controversy, of all the magic moments in Formula 1 in 2021, it comes down to this.
Get it home, just get it home!
It looks like
He's getting it home. I do not doubt it for a second. I do not doubt it for a second. He's getting it home.
What the fuck happened with this race?
Do not.
But the championship.
Yes! He is the champion! He is the champion! What the goodness! Yes!
Yes!
Oh my god! Look at that!
I think it's fabulous.
He is the F1 World Champion, baby!
still processing it, dude.
Oh my god!
Yeah, this feels like a dream, dude. Oh god, oh god. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh man. Oh man.
I do feel bad for Hamilton a little bit.
Oh man.
I do feel bad for Hamilton
So
a little
what they're
bit.
saying?
I don't. Honestly, I don't. Just because he got the FIS favors on the first lap and Verstappen got the favor in the last lap.
Yeah.
I think Michael Massey has won another season in FIS.
You can't script this. You just cannot script this. It was beautiful. Oh
my god!
Dude.
Holy shit, dude.
Dude.
You are the world champion, baby!
Man.
Give me a second.
Oh god. Oh god.
I want to enjoy the celebrations in peace. Can we end the stream, please?
Yeah. Mayank,
let's-
when he's controlling the stream, you can't end it. You have to call him up.
Yeah.
Mayank, please.
Mayank, just
Mayank, end the stream. End the stream.
Yeah.
Okay, but dude, what a...
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much, guys, for dialing in.
Thank you
This
so
is
much,
what
guys,
it
for
was.
tuning in.
Yeah, we're gonna come live again for 2022, but what a season this has been. Loving it. Max Verstappen is laughing. Toto Wolff is crying. Hamilton is whining as usual. We just love the last lap drama. See you guys until next time.
Bye, guys. Bye, guys.